don't know if the chassis looks a bit bent there. Don't know if it looks bent. Does it look bent? This is a car that's kind of really close to me. It introduced me to Nitro actually, and yeah, the chassis is bent. Chassis is slightly bent. Anyway, it introduced me to Nitro. This is my first Nitro car, to be honest, back in maybe 2001, something like that. I was into cars. I was into the battery, the Tamiya cars, and I wanted something a bit more substantial than Tamiya. Tamiya was very expensive, batteries were limited and stuff like that, and that's all I knew really from early days is the Tamiya cars. I didn't really want to go to another brand, but when I went to the model shop, I ended up buying this because my cousin and a couple of friends had these cars and they were running them and they were having really good fun basically. So I went straight down the shop and bought one of these, but mine had an engine, like I think the model shop had a brand new chassis car, everything like that, but it had the engine missing, and he done me a deal where he sold me a OS Max engine. I think it was a 15 like this, because I think this is a 16, and they sold me a 15 and done an extra link because I didn't have a sliding card, I had a rotary carb. He done a special little link here, and that's when I kind of knew about linkages and stuff, and it was just brilliant car. Actually, I had a TT body on it with black flake paint. I just loved it. I should never have sold that car. Anyway, that brings me to this. I bought this recently on eBay just as a cheap project. I saw as most of it's complete, and you can still get spare parts. You know, this box here is broken, so I managed to get a new one pretty cheap. It's only like a couple of quid for that, so that can go in there. And this is the first project we're gonna sort out now, because obviously I've got strip littering up the whole back of the car just to get this in there, and then get this in line. So yeah, as long as the screws are all there, I'm kind of happy. That's fine. Obviously it's got a little cover here for the pulleys. I can have a look at the diff and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the main video, is to change this. Let's see what happens. Also, it came with no wheels, so I just bought some cheap wheels for now, just so you know, if when I get it up and running and stuff like that, and it's going pretty well, I may switch these to like foams, something like that. And I've got a Tamiya MO5 Mini. I might even put these wheels on the Mini actually, because they, you know, they'll be good for that. But it's just cheap wheels to sort of get these rolling. Right. Servos. It came with no servos, so I found a bunch of these servos, and I was just trying out a Traxxas one in here as well. So just going to try out these servos, see how they are. I think this one's a little bit slow. I think it was in a Schumacher car. I got Schumacher Menace, and it was in there, and I don't think it's really strong enough to operate with that steering, because that steering linkage is quite heavy. So I've taken it out. Well, I had a crash basically and I took it out, and I said, right, this is going, and I bought another servo that's got to go in there. So I've taken this out. This one I got in a bunch of spares for online, with a bunch of spares for a Rustler. So I've got these 3 servos. I'm going to try them in there, see what happens. I've got a couple of screws missing for the fuel tank. I think the fuel tank's, I can't remember if the fuel tank's the wrong way around. Doesn't seem it is, but I'll check if it is. I don't know why they put this fuel pipe all on here. It's pretty good though, but I kind of like it. But it's all that. So yeah, I'm gonna put the screws back in the fuel tank. I think the chassis is slightly bent. It seems like it is. Seems like it's got a little bit of a curve here. It's not really that bad, so I'm not going to straighten it out at some point. I do. You can kind of hammer them out and straighten them out, but I'm not going to do that at the moment because you know, I think I can get actually a chassis plate. Sorry, I can get a chassis plate quite cheap, and there's some screws missing. So I'm going to go through all the screws, see if they're missing. And the shock absorbers, I think there's no oil in them. I'm going to check. There might be a little bit of oil, but I want to put a bit more dampering on them. I'm going to take these off because there's no point being in a car. Put oil in them and then put them back on the car when the car's near enough finished. So that is the rest of the project. Got an air filter. Just bought a cheap. I don't even know what this is about. I don't know. Someone can tell me. Let me know. I haven't got a clue what that is about. So I got a new air filter for there. I'm going to check the glow plug. So yeah, this will be under time lapse with a bit of music, and just watch and enjoy.
as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
Okay, as you can see, it's a bit of a late night wrench tonight. Been here for a little while. So yeah, I've replaced this. It's all good. It's all back together, nice and strong. I think I might have put the brake on a little bit too much. It seems loose, but it just seems like when I don't know, it seems to be getting better. Obviously this belt, I think I'm going to get a set of belts. These look a bit, they're not cracked, just look a bit frayed. So I'm only glad this has got two belts actually. So I might get this belt and I might get that belt just to keep as a spare. That's if I can't get a spare car. So yeah, it doesn't roll as such because I think it's on the brake a little bit. I'm not too sure whether when I come to drive it. Also, there is thicker grease. I've put I've only got this red grease. I haven't got this marine grease that everyone uses. So that feels good. It actually does feel good. I think it's just the grease that might be locking it a little bit, but I think I'm going to run the car as it is now and see if that brake wears down a little bit, because it's got a lot of crud on there. I did clean it, but it's got a lot of crud, and just need to put the servo in, and I need to do this steering. So when I put the receiver in, I might wire this through to here, actually get it out of the way of this. I don't want it to get in the way of this, so I think I'm going to wire this one through this hole here, and that'll be two coming out that hole. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this out and wire this through this one. Take this out. So yeah, once I've done the receiver, I'll wire this in, and then I'll set it all up ready for a quick start up. This one, I don't know. I need to do something like this because I am going to lose this. Keeps on popping off. Don't know why. I'm definitely going to lose it. It seems very good. Yeah, it seems very good. That seems a lot better than that engine over there. So I'm very confident this one's going to start very quickly. And that's it really. Put the tank the right way around. I've got the wrong screws for that tank, so I need to measure these and get some countersink ones, so I don't wear these away, because once you wear these away you ain't getting them out and stuff like that. Maybe I think I've got the exploded view of this car, so I just want to get the screws. That's it. I think I'm going to leave the plate. It's not really that bad. If a chassis plate comes up really cheap, then I might just get it as a spare, but at the moment it's all good. I need to replace this screw, so I need to go out and either get cap head versions and then replace them all, or just go like this. I need to get like a few screw packs. I've got one at the moment, but they're all like more cap heads, more than button and countersunk X heads. So I've got more spare for all sort of like different cars. But yep, that's good so far. I'll be back. Probably be back tomorrow to put the receiver in and have a look at these screws and just think about this. Seems to be running. Seems to roll it. The more I roll it, seems the better it gets. So I know it's supposed to proper roll, but I'll see how I feel. I'll see how I feel with it. But yeah, other than that, oh, I've got this body shell to go on there. So they've done quite a good job with this. I like the way they've done the holes. That cracks me up. It's quite a neat way of doing the holes. I like this Muller. I can't remember his first name. Muller into the old touring 90s and 2000s touring cars. I think that's James Thompson, isn't it? James Thompson there. Yeah, I've been through them at Brands Hatch. But yeah, I'm going to leave the sticker on. Oh, I'm going to leave the sticker on, but I'll have to take my time and actually try and peel this off. I might look online how to get it off a little bit quicker. Right, that's it. Laters.